Okay, welcome back, everyone. We are re-adjourning after the executive session. No action or decisions were made on anything binding by the city. So we're going to pick up where we left off. Next is Resolution R-10-25, a resolution creating the position of Economic and Community Development Manager and establishing the wage rate for said position, submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion, please? All right, thank you. All right, next on the agenda is going to be Ordinance O-01-25, an ordinance authorizing the finance director to retain the CPA accounting firm of Cantor and Associates to perform the city's GAAP conversion year-end financial report. This is an emergency submitted by the finance director. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved.
Second.
I like to say, I brought this up to you at the last meeting, it'd be on the agenda. Cantor and Associates, like I said, I did get 5 quotes. One would not even quote us because they just do not have time. So that was, and then the other 2 quotes were over $20,000, and then I had 2 quotes reasonable. I did get an email from the one firm that sent the quotes, and they had asked if we had picked anybody. I told them it'll be done at the meeting tonight. I'll let her know the decision tomorrow. She said, asked me how many quotes I did get. I told her, and she says, well, you're pretty lucky. She goes, it was a good thing you were proactive, because she says we had clients call after you, and she said they're not even getting quotes because of the state told everybody at the last hour that they were dropping them for gap conversion, the ones that they dropped, and there must have been a lot of them. So we were pretty fortunate that we did get PJ at Cantor and Associates.
And it was 3 years at $12,000 a year. They also offered 5 years, $11,000 a year. Why didn't you take that?
I just would rather go 3 years. I mean, we could have went 5 years. We can change it if you want, but I was comfortable with a 3-year contract. Let's see how it goes.
I'm just wondering if the costs are gonna go up, in the future, or
Right.
there might be not the availability of CPAs to do it.
Did they change it to 5 years if they want to, Patrick? I was comfortable with 3 years with them.
Yeah, if it's the will of the body.
But if you guys would like to go to 5 years, that's fine with me. I'll go 5 years.
Any thoughts?
I'll go 5 years with Cantor and Associates.
You've never dealt with it before, you have?
Yes, I have. PJ, Cantor and Associates audits us.
Okay.
Patrick had asked several questions, and they do both, because they do have someone independent that does the gap conversion, and then there's the other side that does the audits.
Was that the company that had the meeting with us regarding the audits?
Yes, they're out of Poland, Ohio.
Okay.
We've used them for auditing. They have a
Never-
different department that allows them to do, the gap conversion, totally separate accounting functions. So, they don't work, those 2 departments within Cantor don't work together.
And they've done other entities like that. We've asked if they have done gap conversion and audit for entities, and they have. They gave us some examples of what they have done.
Do you suspect the state's not gonna come back in?
I don't know. I don't know.
If they did, do we have the right to terminate it if the state's gonna do it?
Yeah, we can. I think we have 30
Yeah.
days or something to get out of it.
There's a no-cause cancellation,
Yeah.
Okay.
both sides, both
Okay.
ways.
But I couldn't tell you when I asked them that, they couldn't tell me.
I would say lock in the 5 years.
Nobody knows that.
Then you
Okay.
can, if you could cancel it, then you might as well walk in.
That's
5
fine, I'll
years.
walk in 5 years.
Nobody has an objection to that amendment to the ordinance then?
Would they need a re-quote?
No,
they
they-
gave us
It's
quotes.
in their contracts in
It's
the,
in there.
Their proposal contained that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
That was
I just went in the middle
Right.
to be safe because we needed somebody.
So, consensus is we're gonna go to 5-year, $11,000 cap per year.
the 12,000 changes to 11,000 in section 1 per year for a 5-year
every year.
time period covering 2024, 25, 26,
And
27, 28.
So that, section one will, fix, and then the whereas will also fix.
Correct.
So two sections here that need to be changed. Okay, so, any other questions? All right, may I have a roll call on the emergency with the revised, time and yearly fee? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we have
Roll
a
call,
motion.
roll call.
Okay.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Kathy Fleischer? Yes. Dick McLean?
Yes.
John Moore?
Yes.
John McCurry?
Yes.
Scott Rowley?
Yes.
Jim Bradley?
Yes.
Kevin Pirate?
Yes, and now a roll call on the ordinance itself, please.
Jim Bradley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer? Yes. Dick McLean?
Yes.
John Moore?
Yes.
John McCurry?
Yes.
Scott Rowley?
Yes.
Kevin Pirate?
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-02-25, an ordinance authorizing the city to pay for spay and neuter services of feral cats trapped within the city of Cortland. This is an emergency submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions?
I have a question. I don't know if anybody here can answer it tonight, but TNR of Warren
Yeah.
provides this service. I just wondered, how did they compare, or were they contacted, or does anybody know anything about
I
it?
do not believe they were contacted. I'm not sure.
I'm just acquainted with a couple people that are
Right.
involved there. I don't know much about their operation, but I was just curious.
Well, the Steel Valley Spay and Neuter Clinic, I know, that's what they do.
Yes,
They
so
use
does
feral.
TNR, that's,
Do they come
Same
track?
Do they do the
they-
surgeries?
yeah.
TNR's on Elm Road as you
Yeah.
drive into Warren from
correct.
Cortland.
Well, when they do the surgery, I'm assuming they either do them or they have them done and pay for them.
Oh, well, this is, the Steel Valley is the veterinarian that does it.
Gotcha.
Because I've actually.
mean, that could be why.
We trapped some in our neighborhood, and we
Okay.
actually took them down there. We picked them up, and that's who they've been using, and
Okay, good.
And I will also say what we've allocated for that, we weren't even half, so, yeah. What we allocated for that in the last contract,
yeah,
Didn't use it all.
the
No.
trapping's all done by volunteers.
Yes,
yeah, not much, yeah, we didn't use half of it, so.
thank you.
Any other questions? All right, may I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
John Moore?
Yes.
John McCurry?
Yes.
Scott Rowley?
Yes.
Jim Bradley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer? Yes. Dick McLean?
Yes,
Kevin Pirate?
Yes. And now, roll call on the ordinance, please.
Dick McLean?
yes,
John Moore?
Yes.
John McCurry?
Yes.
Scott Rowley?
Yes.
Jim Bradley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer? Yes.
Kevin Pirate?
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-03-25, an ordinance authorizing a scope change in the agreement with DS Architecture LLC for professional design services for a City of Portland Safety Services complex. This is an emergency submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Kevin, I'd just like to mention, I don't necessarily understand the situation regarding the emergency, but, in looking through what this entails, we didn't have an opportunity at our last meeting, January the 6th, I think it was, we tabled the Infinity, package. I think, unless it's truly an emergency here, I think it would be wise for us to go through that almost on a line-by-line basis, because there's a number of things that, would drive the increased number, which in turn relates to the, how do I say it? It relates to the, professional design services amount it's gonna increase. And I don't wanna start citing examples here, but there's a couple of them in there that are kinda ridiculous. And there's a couple of them that are wide open. It just says, it's a, contingency amounts. Well, if there's not a high probability that that contingency amount is going to be needed, okay, it would have a bearing on the total cost, which again has a bearing on what we're gonna be paying to CT for their services. So, if we don't have enough time to even look into it, I guess, for the reasons cited, it's an emergency and needs to be moved along. But, I would encourage everybody on council to take a look at that package from Infinity. There are a number of things that they've specified in the building that if we wouldn't be in favor of doing, now's the time to say so it doesn't drive the price of that building out of sight.
Comments? So,
Dick, are you speaking to, not supporting the emergency so that the ordinance goes 3 readings to give you time for this? Is that what you're proposing?
Yes, I guess, I'm not understanding the reason for the emergency clearly, but,
I suspect there's an invoice here. Section 3. You read section 3 of the ordinance there.
and the procedural rules suspended shall take immediate action in order for the city to pay professional services.
This is all based on the, percentage of the, overall project amount to be paid to the architect, so. That's what was attached to the ordinance, 7% of the construction cost went up.
so that was the 122.
DS Architecture recalculated their fee based on the terms of their contract and came up with the new invoice for an increase of what you saw, 122,964. I don't know what the terms for the payment are though, so I can't speak to the emergency.
Yeah, I think that's, I understand why Dick is asking that, and then when you read section 3, I don't know if we're gonna get an answer. If we were to not vote it as an emergency tonight, does that, is there anything within the contract that now, becomes in jeopardy? Or are we able to push this to the 3 readings? And I don't know if we're gonna get that answered, tonight as far as.
Well, if you voted down the emergency tonight and voted and approved it for 1 reading, you could pass it in an emergency at your second meeting
On the first meeting in February.
in February. So the delay would only be, what,
2
couple
weeks.
weeks?
Yeah.
So that's another possibility, because I cannot explain to you.
Yeah, I don't have.
Okay, this is in
The
addition to their
emergency.
contract that they already have with us.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, Dick's
Question
point
is,
about some of
the
the
in-
construction
when is the
costs, I don't
invoice
feel
being paid?
qualified to
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
see what
but
construction costs.
They're not gonna
invoice us this right now. We have a purchase order for, what was our amount in the beginning? We have a purchase order right now for
Well, their original was 589.
$590.
Well,
We have a purchase order right now for $590,000, whatever that is. And you just paid on the schedule of bills, this schedule of bills, $188,000 for their services to that
To
date
date,
on that bill.
without the increase that they.
Right, without the increase. So you just paid that. So we pay them once a month. I'm not sure what next month will be, but we've not gone through $590,000.
Okay, so it sounds to
And I
me
can
as
go
though
double check
we-
that. I can double check that if you want, but
So we can.
No, the point is, I think council can wait to pass
Okay.
an emergency to their second reading.
With justification of,
Sure.
oh, that's good. That's in
Okay.
2 weeks.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
because we just paid the one bill.
okay, so it sounds like that's what we're.
Well, the Infinity information that was in our last packet that I referred to, it's 19 pages long, and it's not something we're gonna take time to review here, of course.
Yeah.
But if you go down through there, I probably noted 20 different items that I'd like to know more about. that's driving the price, you know, of that project.
Absolutely.
And when you let them go ahead and adjust the price of the project,
It-
it adjusts,
Percentage of the
that's correct.
the 7% goes up accordingly.
It adjusts the price of the professional design services, so.
Okay. All right, so, we all understand what we're gonna do?
So we vote on it,
We're
then
gonna
as
vote-
a
we're gonna-
non-emergency.
We're gonna,
Well, you gotta take a vote on the
yeah,
emergency.
we're gonna take a vote on the emergency.
When it fails, you
Yeah,
just
then
vote
we
it in
just-
as a first reading.
And then we'll vote on the ordinance, and that'll be the first reading. Okay, Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Scott Rowley,
No.
Jim Bradley,
No.
Kathy Fleischer,
No.
Dick McLean,
No,
Don Moore,
No,
John VeCurie,
No.
Kevin Pyro.
No. Now may I have a roll call on the ordinance, please?
John VeCurie,
Yes.
Scott Rowley,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
yes,
Don Moore,
yes,
Kevin Pyro.
Yes. Okay, next we have ordinance O-04-25, an ordinance establishing the position and wage rate for an interim service director. This is an emergency submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, little background. Our current service director has taken a position outside the city with another municipality. Therefore, we will not have a service director as of the end of the month? 28th. So in order for the continuation of services and guidance of that said position, this contract is not for an employee position, but as a consultant to perform and assist us with the duties that the service director does as part of the job. So just want to go on record saying that this is not creating a position, this is creating a contract with a external party to continue the service as needed as we go through the process of filling the service director position. Patrick, is that pretty much?
You hit the nail on the head, Kevin.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you, thank you. And nail on the head, that would be part of the service department, not me. Okay. So, any questions on that? All right. So, Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
yes,
Don Moore,
yes,
John VeCurie,
Yes.
Scott Rowley,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kevin Pyro.
Yes. And now a roll call on the ordinance itself, please.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
yes,
Don Moore,
yes,
John VeCurie,
Yes.
Scott Rowley,
Yes.
Kevin Pyro.
Yes. Okay, that concludes our new items. The police and fire are not here this evening, nor is the service department. You all received an email with a status report for, normally we talk about it, TRC. I don't have anything communicated to read into the minutes for any of those service, any of those departments. But we will, are graced with our finance department, here this evening, and Patty.
Thank you for your support of your legislation. I will get Cantor called tomorrow, and then we'll probably get started, on their end reports. We're just trying to close down the year and start 2025. So we've been busy doing that. Busy season for us, so once we get past February, things start to calm down a little bit more, but that's what we're doing right now. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? All right, thank you, Patty. Okay, Mayor's not with us this evening. I don't have anything other than a reminder that, it is the responsibility of property owners to, clear the sidewalk in front of their, properties and to, avoid piling, any snow that is removed from either driveways and or sidewalks, and creating a, visual obstacle at the end of your driveway. Are there any committee reports this evening? Any announcements from council?
I'll make an announcement, not committee related, just let everyone know. Had some new businesses move into the downtown area, West Main and other surrounding downtown areas. New business specializing in aquariums, a new hair salon. There's also a new group, called the Portland Collaborative, which is not a city group, it's not a city committee. These are private business owners, private residents that want to get together and look at ways to improve West Main and their downtown, so that's great. So some people, some private people are taking some action. They're gonna, I look forward to seeing, how their meetings go and some ideas that they may have, maybe ideas that we've already talked about in a strategic plan, but it's not city related or city guided. There's individuals, so they're taking pride in their own town, so that's great. And, just to welcome the new businesses into town.
Thanks, Jim. Anyone else on council? Anyone from the audience? Okay. All right, well, at this point, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Dick McLean,
Yes.
John Moore,
Yes.
Tom Terry,
Yes.
Scott Riley,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Kevin Powers.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
If you want to put a form out in our agenda, just email it.